talk to you about gambling and why it shouldn't be legalized in Texas. Have you guys ever heard the phrase of too much of a good thing? Well, that phrase is usually used to describe when something that is typically pleasurable, after a great exposure to it, turns to something unenjoyable. I say that to show this example where I say I love going to the Las Vegas Strip, but I've never wanted to live in Las Vegas. I also say that to say this, that there have been murmurs of Texas legislation accepting gambling and legalizing gambling. So I'm here to show you or to talk to you about the effects of gambling and why I believe that Texas should remain a gamble-free state. To start off, gambling is seen as a potential boon for the state. Many argue that many argue that legalizing gambling will cause the state to have to increase its infrastructure to accommodate that. They say that we'll have to increase the amount of casinos, obviously the hotels, the resorts that the state would need, which would attract tourists to come. This would also create more job opportunities that will generate more revenue for the state. It is also said that the increase of people partaking in this activity and going to these casinos is going to create a new stream of revenue for the state that is going to go back into the local government and back into the public health and to the education of the state. But typically, that's not the case with this. What usually ends up happening is that the money actually, instead of going back into the state, it just goes into the deeper wallet to the casino owners, and that the money that's supposed to come from the tourists isn't really from the tourists, but rather from the local residents that are already there. The local residents that have fallen prey to the idea of striking it big and changing their lives. Easy money isn't exactly, or fast money isn't exactly easy money. Another thing that's going to happen is going to be the increase in crime. Usually when there's more gambling, there is an increase in criminal activity. As a study shown in a study done in Australia has shown that there is actually a relationship between gambling and crime. For example, that Australian study has shown that there is a correlation between the 10% of dollar, the 10% of dollar that is spent on gambling there's a relationship to the crime that increases. For example, for every 10%, there is about a 2,800 increase in home break-ins, just to name one of the examples of the whole study that I saw. And there's also an opportunity for highly organized crime to exploit the people that have fallen prey to this new addiction that from the legalization of gambling. These new criminals are going to choose to exploit people's desire to win more money by giving them an opportunity in the form of predatory loans, like loan sharks do, and giving people this money, giving people an opportunity to take out loans that they'll never be able to pay back, and then just setting them down this spiral that they'll never be able to get out and crawl out of. Lastly, the effect of gambling has on Texas's morals and ethics that they have. Right now, we know that Texas is a very traditional state. It has very traditional values. And for years, they have been trying to push the legalization of gambling. And for years, Texas has pushed back and has resisted this change. It has been reluctant to legalize gambling because they are aware of the consequences that comes with gambling. Right now, Texas has very limited gambling in the form of horse betting, charitable bingo, and the state lottery as its few forms of gambling that are accepted. But they know the consequences that comes with it, which are the addiction. The morality of the state starts to go into question when you start to think, is it okay for Texas to take advantage of its people and of their vulnerability, of their wallets? People that are trying to change their lives, is it okay for Texas to take advantage of that and exploit them for that? So it becomes the question that we should be asking is, do the benefits outweigh the well-being of its citizens? I know on paper there seems to be a lot of benefits to having legalized gambling, but if you really think about it, Texas is an extremely attractive state for people to go to migrate to. In the recent years, the recent decade, millions of people have come in from all over the United States because of its low cost of living, and there's so many job opportunities here compared to other states. And I think, and that's all without the need of gambling. I'm a firm believer of the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think Texas is fine as it is, and I don't think we should legalize gambling just for the potential of the potential of that it may bring.